Oh, hi there. Uh, don't mind me. I'm just testing here the live stream capabilities of my handy camera or cell phone camera, and so far it's looking good. Oh, okay, that's far zoomed in. Oh, hi there, Gilbert Medina. Video and audio look good. Wonderful. Okay, then let's start paint him. What colors do I go for? Let's see. Obviously Death Guard green. Then we need a neon green. Yeah, that should be good. Thanks, Ranger GX and Isaac Wittenberg. Nothing quite so relaxing as people tune in to watch you test, right? Yeah, I recently found here in my bits box an old cell phone holder, and I was able to attach it to my tripod setup, and well, I wanted to test it, and here we are now. Oops, it's a little bit dried up. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Mixing some paints here in the middle of the night. For me, it's 4:25 a.m. Don't know what time it is for you guys. So let's see if I can. It keeps focusing on the background, I guess. That's not good. It's not what I want. So, what do you guys have on your painting palettes recently? Or on your painting tables? I've been enjoying painting recently some more Death Guard stuff, some Plague Marines, and some Poxwalkers, as you can see here. And he got a lot of pox. Hi, everything looks good, and nothing currently, just always enjoying watching you paint. I've just finished assembling some Star Wars Legion figures that I've had on the shelf for like a year now, so now I figure it will be only be a decade or two until I get around to actually painting them. Yeah, I have also some miniatures that I have for years and years in my bits box. Well, it's not a bits box anymore. It's a bits shelf. It's right next to me. I can show you. Wait a second. There it is. The bits shelf. keeps focusing here on the paint pots. Maybe if I remove the writing, maybe it is... when I go to the right side, it's... Same with my Space Hulk set, assembled one angel and have not touched anything in several years. Yeah, I feel you. From my own Space Hulk set, I have half painted a Space Marine Librarian, and I've painted one Terminator, and I have half painted the Gene Stealer Patriarch. Yeah, that's not much. Problem with Space Hulk is I never had big of a motivation to paint it, because I didn't have a table big enough to play on it. And nobody wanted to play with me on the floor, and so the motivation wasn't given. And I must say, this green is terrible. Well, what can you do? I have to live with it and have to work around it. And there's a tiny little here. There we go. Different reason then. The models are very nice, and I'm not got afraid to mess them up. Well, don't be afraid to mess up your miniatures, because there's always a way to strip them and repaint them. Don't be afraid. I can give you a tip. Maybe get yourself some cheap miniatures that you can practice on a little bit. For example, a few poxwalkers or something like that, that you can't really mess up, because the uglier they look, the better they look. A little bit contradictory. Well, and when you finish them up, then you can start with the Tyranids, and after that you tackle on the Space Marines. And there you go. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the contrast paint as a shading medium, just like a wash. And for the highlights, I just simply remove it from the top areas immediately. Like here, for example, the red brush. There we go. Hello from Thailand. Yeah, hello, back from Germany. Good to have you here in the stream. This is a little test stream here with my trusty little cell phone. I hope the audio quality is good enough. Space Marines seem to intimidate into paint, all those clean lines and hard borders. Actually, painting a Space Marine is super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Let me show you. So, good thing I have a Space Marine primed and ready to go here. Let's paint them, shall we? So, let's get rid of that. The secret for a good Space Marine paint job is this brush here. It's a mid-firm brush, round. It's a makeup brush. And with that, we will now paint an Ultramarine. I will only go so far as for the armor itself. for the dry brushing part, but we will go for it. So we go for this color, and this color. So what we need is a really dark blue, midterm blue, bright blue, and in the end a little bit of white. So as you can see, we have primed this miniature in black, and we start with a really dark blue. If you don't have this specific blue here, it's a deep blue from scale 75, but you can always go for Margaret blue and put a little bit of black into it. Isaac, you're getting yeah, I can't read the chat right now. Yeah, free tutorial. So, as you can see, I'm loading up the brush a little bit, and then I go to my paper towel here and remove most of the excess, and then oops, remove also the cat hair, and then we're making a very rough overbrush with a dark blue. Don't worry if we leave a little bit of the black from the primer behind. That's actually what we want. The black is there for your personal shadow areas. There we go. Really quick and dirty. Ding, 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 ding. And that stage is done. Okay, up to stage number 2. Now we use Canterbrick blue. You could use now pure Marcus blue, for example, if you go for GW colors. Take that on your brush, remove most of the excess, and with that we'll start to dry brush now, but we'll go softer this time. We concentrate on the upper parts of the marine, like when you look the Space Marine from directly above, you see what areas are visible and what areas are not. For example, here we can see directly here on top of the knee pad, but below that is dark. So we keep that darker, that area. So here at the top of the leg, here a little bit, there a little bit, like you would go top down, and it keeps focusing. I have to adjust the camera, maybe like that, so that I can actually paint in focus. So, like I said, concentrate on the upper areas. And this stage is also done. Then we use the sky blue, or in your case, if you use GW colors, you put a little bit of Takeless blue then in the Markridge blue. So we mix that 50-50. Again, rubby on the paper towel. And gently dry brushing. That's still a little bit too much on the brush. Until almost nothing is on the bristles. Yeah, that's better. We want this fine dusting. See, just like that. And all the plain areas get highlighted. It's just like a miracle. See? Very easy to do. And like I said, we concentrate on the upper parts, leaving the dark areas down there and the bright areas up here. So, we could go for another path with now a little bit of white in it. Just a tiny bit. So, close that up. Don't want to kick them around. Oops. Again, removing most of the paint. Really much. So, and with that, make a final dry brush very gently on the most raised areas. Hi, Christiana. Yeah, hi, Joshua. Thanks. So, and voila. You have your blue power armor. And the same goes for the Terminators in the Space Ark set. So the rest is only detail work. Paint the weapons silver, a little bit of Nuln Oil over that, then gold on the chest eagle, and a little bit of brown wash over that, and well, a little bit brown on the little pouches and holsters, a little bit of red in the eyes, the grenade, and well, some gray here in the rubbery bits, and some wash over that. You could go for an edge highlighting here also, so I can explain that also here a little quickly. Let's say we have here this bright blue. Let's just add a little bit more of the white to it. So we have a really bright blue-white color here. Bluish white. A little bit of water. So, and then remove most of the excess on the brush. And then we make the brush flat. Can see? I have made the brush now to a little blade, as you can see here. And with that, we can simply start edge highlighting. Very gently. See? Just like that. Also here for the top. And this is how edge highlighting works. You don't need to edge highlight every single edge like GW does. Just pick the most upper and prominent edges, like here, for example, from the knee pad down here. Of course, here in the head area. Then we can go for the shoulder pads here. See, very easy edge highlighting, and that's basically all that is to painting Space Marines. There's no really big secret. Yeah, just a little habitué. Just like in Bob Ross videos. Yeah, I hope I could help you a little bit with this Space Marine quick tutorial here. Back to painting a Boxwalker. Where was I? I was using contrast paints to paint some shadows. Yeah, Isaac. Go for it and keep me posted on my Discord. So you can in the finished work or in the work in progress section, they can show me your progress. I would love to see that. Also, we have tons of really nice people in there that would be happy to help you if you have further questions about painting. Also, myself included. So, hop on to our Discord server and people can help you there. So, don't be afraid to paint your miniatures. Start today, slay the grey. And if you hear some sound in the background, that's my cat. She's licking herself. Hello, Nicholas Givens. Welcome to the test stream here. I'm just painting here a tiny little Boxwalker. With some contrast paints. Testing the capabilities of my good old handy camera. It's not the best handy in the world. It's a Galaxy S10, I believe. What's the cat's name and does need treats? The cat's name is Angie. And no, she is fat enough. She doesn't need treats. And yes, she's hungry all the time. Like every cat or dog. They can eat and eat and eat all the time. And the primer I'm using is repelling the paint. Not good. We lol hey to Anyai. Not Anyai. Angie. 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 Well, the primer is really repelling the paint. That is not good. I'm using here a cheap primer called Spectrum for the white, and that's not ideal. But I don't have the money to buy the $50 premium Games Workshop primer right now. Oh, your poor minis. How come? How come they're collecting dust? So, Red Green 09, where are you from? I'm constantly seeing your comments in my in my comment sections. Oh, they're still in the boxes. Well, when they're still in the boxes, they do not collect dust. You have helped me fall asleep countless times. I consider you the female Bob Ross of miniatures. Oh, well, thank you. I don't know if I Lancaster Pa UAS. I don't know that country. What I wanted to say to you, Red Green 09, oftentimes I can't understand what you're saying. Could you please, when you write a comment on one of my videos, please write in your native language. That way I can put the entire comment into a Google Translator and so translate Lancaster. Okay. So your native tongue is English then. Oh, then never mind. Then I I didn't say something like that. Sorry about that. I thought you were speaking a different language. Sorry about that. So sorry. Didn't want to offend you. Yeah, I have problems with misspelling myself, so I didn't want to offend you. I'm very sorry about that. Well, let's go for no biggie. Okay. Well, then let's use some thick mud. This here is really cool stuff. Vallejo thick mud. Very cool basing product. It's basically just a paste that you can put on your base. And, well, instant basing. Yeah, it looks a little bit like Nutella, doesn't it? But trust me, it is not to eat. Not safe to eat. But safe to put on your base. How's it made? Well, I think this is acrylic medium with some extra ingredients in there, and put it on your base with a tool, and then you let it dry. It hardens. This isn't made, this is just bought. No, I didn't do this myself. It is just a product that you can buy from Vallejo. Vallejo thick mud. You can get it in this brown version, and I also have a black version. Sorry if I was a little bit off camera here. Well, I have shown myself several times on camera already. Right now I'm having a bad hair day, so I won't turn the camera. Sorry. Well, I guess there's lots of sand in there already. I could just take some basing sand here and sprinkle it on top. Sure. There. Ta-da. Happy now? Maybe I got amnesia. My mistake. Yeah. I'm not very I'm not attractive, let's say it like that. I'm an old, very thick trans woman. Not a sight to behold, so don't worry. Yeah, well, I will take a little break here so we can have a chat. So let's pick up the chat here back again. Let's see what I've missed before. Isaac, I certainly wasn't expecting this. I'm buying my lottery tickets right now. This is a treat. You have been such a help and inspiration. Isaac, you're getting a free personal lessons. Jim the Master, inside yourself, like consider yourself lucky. Play the lottery tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, if you have any other painting related questions, now is the time to ask them. I'm right here. So, what do you think I should paint the pustules from the Poxwalker, and what color? You can't think of a question. Then let me ask you a question. In a world where everybody has a totally useless superpower, what would be yours? I have a hard time making flesh color look like actual flesh. Well, you have always flesh color at your hand. Look at your hand and, well, copy the colors. That's an easy way. But other than that, flesh colors have very different tones. You can go with from super pale to super dark browns. All are viable. Don't be afraid of flesh colors. Like in the Land of Xanth. Good books. Well, to answer my own question, my useless superpower would be to pop popcorn with a enormous power of my mind, but only one corn at a time. So back to the Flash colors. Well, David Letterman had a top 10 list of lamest superpowers. My favorite was always shakes expectly 2 pills out of the bottle. Huh? Always shake exactly 2 pills out of the bottle. Okay. Interesting superpower. Definitely. Interesting superpower. Well, back to the Flash. And another comment. Useless to be able to untie the infinite small rubber bands on the food they put in takeout bags. Yeah, that's all. That's very useful. Well, it's not a useless superpower, but it's not a superpower that makes you into a superhero, unless your superpower would be to tie up people with rubber bands. But I guess not. Hmm. Well, with flesh tones, like I said, you can't go wrong with flesh tones. Start with a brown and highlight up to the point where you find comfort in, and you're almost good to go. So, um, in the end, it all comes down to the colors that you are using. Uh, Books, my keyboard, black. Lanxanos has one magic talent, like spot on wall. Mhm. So in the book, someone has a superpower that you like. Okay. Hello to Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Charter. Well, we are going almost 40 minutes here. The contrast paint is almost dry, and I can continue. So for the flash here, for example, like you have seen, I've just painted a little bit of highlight there, a little bit of shadow here with the contrast paint, and boom, done. It's not that hard. Do you have a stray mini? You can do an example flash tone. Stray mini. I have Stormcast Eternal ready here, ready and primed, but he has not any flash tone. Oh, wait a minute. There's a stray mini with some flash tone. Yeah. Would that do? Useless superpower. Mine would be to unerring ability to find the Legos and the D4s that get dropped in the carpet after I've stepped on them. Heck yeah, okay. Then let's do a flash tone example here, shall we? So, as you can see, I have base coated this here. I believe it was this color here. I can't actually read it. It's scale color 44. Some kind of a reddish brown. Um, yeah, let's start with this color. So, let's get that on the palette. There we go. And then we will highlight with, let's say, Vallejo Rosy Flash. that on the palette. And then we simply mix them a little bit together, so we get a brighter version. That's okay. And then we just simply highlight the upper parts. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. I'm just making here a rough path. Your superpower would be to make bad drinks taste good. Also a nice superpower. So as you can see, we are already having some definition now here in the flesh tone. Obviously, when you're painting a face, don't use a bad brush like I'm using here. But this here is just for a quick overbrush. There you go. Then we take a little bit more of the flesh tone into that color, and we go for a second path and let a little bit of the old color shine through. There, just like that. Flesh is pink mixed with white. Yeah, flesh tones have generally a mixture of red and white, as you can see here. I'm gonna paint it over my own skin. It's almost a matching color. Obviously, that's my own Caucasian skin tone. Your skin tone might vary. Results might vary. So, lastly, I'm taking the pure elf flesh for the final highlights here and there. Do you have a hard time calling it quits on a model? Meaning, do you ever get the urge to just keep adding details when your personal cutoff? No, actually not. I'm quite confident in my ability to see when a miniature is done. Most of the time, it's when everything is painted. Obviously, I can go back to a miniature and refine the highlights and smooth out the highlights and the blendings and such. But most of the time there's no need for that. When I'm done with an area, it's done. So, as you can see, I've only highlighted it so far. Now we are going to shade it. And for that I'm using, let's see, a shade. How about a little bit of liquid talent? It's always good to have some liquid talent laying around. So, and with that, we simply give it some definition and shadow. And the shades are transparent enough to have the highlights that we painted still be intact. Of course, it will be darkened down overall, but we have then nice shadows and the highlights, and all the mess we made with a overbrush is simply hidden. And that's how we simply make some flesh tones. I hope that helped you, Isaac, and everybody else in chat. So, and I think this is done. Haha. Yay, my family is originally from Sicilian and I live in California, so my skin tone is a bit darker. Yeah, so I think this skin tone is now not Caucasian anymore. Got mix the tones as good. Try not to be lazy and boring as do it. Yeah, and that's basically skin for you. So, we are 50 minutes in. I think I can stay 10 minutes longer for some final questions you might have, and I will call it quits for today. This is what I'm currently working on. Yeah. Do you have any last questions what I might could answer? Asana, do you prefer sci-fi or fantasy? Or doesn't it matter? Well, honestly, I prefer fantasy. But my general problem is that the people around me prefer science fiction. Or Warhammer 40k in that case. So, yeah, I'm struggling with my addiction to Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and I have never played it because no one plays it around me. So, how did you learn English so well? That was actually quite interesting. After school was done, I had a 5 minus in English, so I basically couldn't speak a single word of English. And well, I wanted to watch movies downloaded from the internet, but they were all in English, and so I had to be I had to force myself to watch the movies in English without subtitles, and Well, after about 3 months doing that, I suddenly could talk English. That's it. That's how I learned English. I watched movies and bang, it worked. If only you could him in your gaming circle. Yeah, that would be cool. I have a big bleeping box of Tyranids that I need to paint, but I don't like the box art choices. Thoughts on alternate color schemes for them? Um, well, if you're looking for color schemes for Tyranids, I would suggest you go on Google and type in bugs or insects or amphibians or frogs. General look inside nature and you find a wide variety of super interesting color schemes for bugs and insects. Yeah, generally, the basis for learning a language that way is you gotta have a basic understanding of generally a good amount of words. So there are lists on the internet with, for example, the 300 most common words in English or Spanish or Japanese or Mandarin or whatever language you're trying to learn. You learn those 300 words, and then you start watching movies in the target language. Especially, I would suggest watch children movies, like, for example, all the Disney movies. They have generally an easier to understand version of the language with not so complicated words, and that way you can start watching the movie. Watch the movie first in your own language, and then after that you watch the movie again, but with the target language that you're trying to learn without subtitles. That way you have a better understanding of what the people are talking about, and with the 300 words you have learned in the target language, you can get glimpses of what they are saying, and your subconscious will learn because you know what they are talking about. You know here and there a few words, and over time your subconscious will fill in the gaps. Then out of a sudden you can understand what they are talking about. You might not be able to translate word for word what they are saying, but you will learn the language. So, yeah, any last questions you have? And I will just say thank you for your advice. I will work on my Shadows of Brimstone minis, and then move on to Space Hulk models when I feel ready. Thank you, Alexandra. You make it look so easy. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you, guys, for hopping onto my tiny little test stream here. And well, maybe we see us in the future with some more streams. I just have to figure out what is the perfect time for me to make the streams that most people can watch them. This is for me, it's in the middle of the night. We have 5 a.m. for me, so it's for me personally not the best time to stream, but I thought maybe we have some Americans and Australians watching here. Yeah, let's see what time would be best. I'm 9 hours behind, so yeah, thank you so much for hopping in, and well, I will cut the stream here, and we see us in the next stream. You're Alexandra. Bye.